Thank you very much, sir, for talking to Moneycontrol. You've sort of spent, I think, a day or two at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Have you managed to speak to clients? What's the mood like? Because this is the time of the year when they think about tech budgets for the rest of the year. What's the mood like? Are they holding on to their purse strings? Are they willing to loosen it a little bit? What's the sense you're getting?
Chandra, thank you for having me and pleasure to see you at Davos. Yes, we have been meeting a good number of our customers. First and foremost is I think there is generally the mood is one of optimism. Okay. Many of them feel that if you just take the war situation out, in many places I think things are falling into place and they see that the light at the end of the tunnel. And they also, most of them tell me that technology is something is important, whether it is growth, efficiency, innovation, anything that they want to do, technology is important. So in that context, I think, over the last 48 hours, I'm feeling good.
You're feeling good?
Yeah.
So, feeling good, how will that translate to contracts, deals, budgets?
We have to wait and see, but I think, the fact that they are optimistic means that budgets are going to be released soon. And we have done well in North America, we have done well in UK. US is, Europe is the only one where we had some amount of tentativeness. But whomsoever I see, they all feel that winter has been generally warm. Germany is actually quite warmer than expected. So they all believe that the energy crisis, which they were all anticipating, may not be that much of a problem. So that itself is a big boost for them, right?
Absolutely.
So I think if they are optimistic, then it gives us more room for optimism.
Right. One common trend that we've noticed this quarter among the three top IT companies that reported earnings is a decline in attrition and a decline in headcount, decline in hiring. Now, is this a one-quarter phenomena because Q3 is a seasonally weak quarter, or is this sort of a pattern that we are going to see in the coming quarters as well? Declining attrition trends and also more cautious hiring trends.
Yeah, I think prior to the pandemic, or the last 6 months have been quite an aberration, right? Whether in the job market, people switching jobs very often, and then the kind of demand that you saw for skilled manpower, all that meant that we all went and hired a lot of people, right? With the result that when the demand kind of slowed down a bit, especially in Europe, those kind of things, and seasonally weak Q3 meant that we had excess capacity. So the focus was shifted to better utilization, improving the utilization. And I think attrition rates coming down and hiring getting moderated or going back to the levels at which we were used to hire in pre-pandemic times means that the rhythm that we used to have before the pandemic is something that we will get there in 2023.
Right. And I also wanted to understand, sir, in terms of, that the much hype BSNL deal, I think it's been many months since the minister actually spoke about it on the floor of Parliament. But when are we going to see that fructifying? When will it start reflecting, in the TCS growth numbers, revenue numbers?
So I think, we are very much in the race. And BSNL is going through a process.
Correct.
And then the process will get completed soon. And I will let you know first.
Finally, sir, in terms of the return to office, what trends are you seeing? Are you finding it hard to lure Gen Zs back to campus? Because this is something that we hear from other companies that people don't want to really come back. They want to come back at best once a week.
It's about, we today have about 210,000 employees back at work.
Wow.
Okay, at least for 3 days a week.
That's almost, 40% of your workforce?
Yeah, at least about 3 days a week, right? They're all there, right? So we are happy with that, number one. Number two is that, most employees, when they come and see the office environment, how they get benefited by this, I think they tended to come more often, right? So I think, we are I think this flexibility to the workforce, the hybrid model, the collaborative way of working is important, right? By working remotely, by working collaboratively, the number of patents that we have filed, the number of innovations that we have done over the last 18 months have been have not slowed down, right? So I think we have got the model right, but clearly what we miss out is people who are joining TCS. When it's sad to see them go without even coming to office, right? Some of them leave TCS. So we believe that if they come to office, see the TCS, our way of working, what they get from the seniors, how they get the mentorship, the kind of labs in which they can go and dirty their fingers. All that means that they look at continuous upskilling themselves and build a career rather than looking for a job, right? So our emphasis is to see that they come to work, come to office, and build a career for the long term. Once you get to the rhythm of working in TCS, then it doesn't matter where you work, right? But initial integration need to happen by come to office, having the right mentorship, working with the team, knowing your team better, and understanding where you stand with respect to your work compared to your peers' work. Otherwise, when you sit at home, you think that you are doing the best job. But when you come work in a team, see the other's perspective, how they work, how they collaborate, then you see where you are in the overall scheme of things. So I think they all recognize this. So I see actually from the younger generation, the new ones who are joining, there's a reluctance for sure to come to office, but once they come to office, they see the atmosphere, they see the environment, they get hooked onto it.
On that note, thank you very much, sir, for talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.